Hello, this is video 4, Reflection of Meaning and Probing. This is October 2nd, 2016. My partner understands that this is a role-playing counseling scenario only used for the educational purposes for students in the Counseling Psychology Department of Toccoa Falls College, and he has signed a consent form for that. All right. Hey Scott, how are you? It's good to see you again.
I'm good, thank you. It's good to see you again.
So tell me what's been going on with you and what can I do for you today?
Been concerned about some in-law issues. It's actually a couple of them. A couple brother-in-laws. Both are well into their 40s, but act like drug-induced teenagers, and that's not an exaggeration. They literally constantly drinking, smoking pot, and both have very intense emotional swings, one more toward the anger, one more toward whiny manipulation. Both of them are manipulative, but it's pretty much just going on concern how that it can affect relationships beyond there, as far as between me and wife, or me and my father-in-law, or in-laws, because I get or don't want to go up there and see them because you never know when they're going to be there.
So you have to travel a distance to visit your father-in-law?
It is. It's good 45 minutes, hit traffic even longer than that, and he's getting up in years as well, pushing 70. Wife's very close to him, loves him very much, and the last thing I would want is her to regret not going and seeing him because of the behavior of the two brother-in-laws, and how that could negatively affect that, because it's so volatile and unpredictable. You really don't know what's going to happen, and it can even be somewhat dangerous from time to time. So
you're saying that the brother-in-laws are both drink alcohol heavily and do drugs, and they cause chaos and havoc when your wife is visiting, or when you and your family are visiting your father-in-law. Is that the only time that you see them?
Pretty much about the only time we see the two brother-in-laws. Every once in a while, which really I would be stretching to say that they've only actually been in our home once or twice in a 10-year period. It's kind of a happenstance, unexpected visit type thing. But that's correct. That's about the only time we see them up there. And it's a volatile mixture because, the father-in-law also drinks, but he doesn't get, you don't have to worry about and be on heightened awareness that there could be some physical confrontation. He just gets a little rowdy, and we typically know that it's time to go. We don't love him any less because of it. Don't want people to judge him as a result. It's who he is and what he does, and hopefully, he'll chill out with that, and we'll know that he will be saved and things like that. But with the brothers, it's a lot more than that. It's more than just verbal. They can get very violent. Matter of fact, one of them has even gotten physical and fought the other brother whenever they were in these, drug, alcohol-induced states of minds, and even one of them had even tried to harm the dad on multiple occasions. So, so therefore, when we're there, I have to constantly stay on alert to protect my family as well, and so
you feel, obviously you feel apprehensive because of how they behave, and that makes you maybe dread visiting the father-in-law a little bit?
To a degree, yeah. It gets to where, because of that, yes, I don't, want to go up there. But then on the other hand, considerate of the wife, one like to go up there. And I know how aggravating it can be when you're well, where's your husband at? And trying to explain if it's more than one time. And
Yes.
so those are obviously considerations. Just the fact that, it even spills beyond that. Wife and I both see the dangers and feel the same about it. Now, my mother-in-law, who's not married to the father-in-law, used to get really aggravated with the brother-in-laws because they would go and whine and manipulate her and borrow money because neither one of them had been able to hold down a job or relationships or anything, and so it even expands beyond just the place of the father-in-law. So,
So you think that maybe if you said something to them that it would make the problem worse because of how they are?
Well, no, I know that they're not reasonable people because they have been confronted already verbally, a couple of different times, and sometimes because they were so out of it, they don't even remember the incident, and then they get very defensive and deflect any responsibility whatsoever.
And does your father-in-law ever try to intervene in the situations?
Not really that I can remember. I can't really remember a specific time, to be honest. There have been times where we've talked to him about it, but I kind of sometimes wonder if he's not playing both sides of the fence, and whenever agreeing with us when we're talking to him and them, whenever he's talking to them, I get that feeling sometimes, and so,
Yeah. So you feel like that you really are kind of backed against a wall when it comes to any kind of interaction with them. You feel on heightened awareness of everything, and you can't really enjoy, visiting your father-in-law because of their volatile behavior. And how does that make you feel?
Yeah, to be honest with you, the apprehension really does describe it. To be honest with you, they're miserable to be around, period. And it is a dread, even the thought of going up there with them there. And it sometimes can be that way when they're not there because the other family, it's pretty much all of them are pretty heavy drinkers and stuff. But on the flip side, they're really welcoming and warm and things like that. But when the two brother-in-laws are there, there's a lot more chance of someone getting hurt there, and so it's almost miserable.
So you're saying that it's to the point of that things can get physical and people can actually get hurt. So you feel like you're putting your family in danger because of these situations.
Yes, and it's not feeling like, it's proven fact. It's already happened.
Yes.
Not with my family physically, although we have been put in situations where my family was directly impacted through verbal stuff and things like that. And as any quote man unquote that wants to protect his family, you have that sense of pride in protecting your family. On the other hand, you also have to exercise wisdom because physical confrontation is not the solution unless you're forced to defend yourself.
Right.
And to be honest with you, that is a possibility when we're around them. So the dilemma ultimately is, do I keep my wife and children away from a dad that may not be here much longer because of two idiots, or do you keep going up there because you really don't know when they're going to be there or not,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. So that's the dilemma.
Yeah. So so what do you think that the solution should be, as far as you don't want to keep your family away from your father-in-law? Obviously, your your wife needs to be able to spend time with her dad. What do you think some solutions could be to the situation of having to be around the brother-in-laws?
I don't know, and that's kind of part of why I was kind of coming here too, because I really don't know any solutions that we haven't tried yet. It'd be something I have to reflect on. We have established that we're not going there. We told the dad we're not going there if they're there. But you know, there's been times we've gone up there and the father-in-law knew we were coming and they were there, and he didn't alert us that they were there, and so that made that an unviable solution. So at this point, I'm looking for solutions to the dilemma.
So you
because
feel like really you can't even trust the father-in-law in this situation because you've already made it clear you don't want to be there when they're there, but then he's not being honest about when they're there and when he knows you're coming.
Yeah, sort of. I don't know if I would say not being honest, because I do try to understand him being torn. I understand an unconditional love that a parent has for their children, regardless, and I understand it putting him in the middle. And so I wouldn't go as far as to say he's not being honest. I think he's in a dilemma, and so I don't know. It's I know that he gets put in a bind, and he hasn't alerted us in the past. So.
Well, maybe we can try to work together more in the future on some solutions that maybe you can talk to your wife and maybe figure out another way that you can spend time with the father-in-law without the brother-in-laws having to be present. Maybe there's a different location or some way that can happen without the possibility of them having to be there. In the future, like as far as homework or whatever is concerned, I'd like for you to be thinking about some different ways that you can make visitation with the father-in-law happen without the brother-in-laws being there. All right?
Sounds good.
Okay, well, thanks so much. It was good to see you, and I'll see you again soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.